Hey guys, Eric Sachetta. Welcome to Wednesday's video blog. I'm excited you're here. And today we're going to talk about your spheres of influence, the people you surround yourself with. As one of my mentors, Tony Robbins, his mentor, Jim Rohn, once said, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And, really think about that. But I want to dive more into why that is the case. And it has to do with one word really specifically, and that word is standards. Think about it, if you're in a school environment, right, and you're someone who's trying to get straight A's, right, and your 10 closest friends all get D's, does that mean you're going to get D's? Well, you're going to be slightly influenced by them. But if you're a top student, what will you do? You'll go to the library. You'll find other people to spend your time with in the studying environment. And then when it's time to have fun, maybe you spend time with your friends to have fun with, go out and all that stuff. The reason I give you that specific example is it's not just the 5 people you spend the most time with overall, because I think that's also true, but it's also situational. Because sometimes people hear this concept and they say, what do you want me to eliminate one of my best friends from my life? Because honestly, they really aren't the most motivated person. They don't make a lot of money, but they do make me laugh. We do have a lot of fun. No, I'm not talking about eliminating people. Some people do say that, but I don't. What I would say is, and I mentioned this in my book that I wrote, The 8 Mandates of Personal Leadership, that you want to be surrounded by people in situations where you can add value to them and they could add value to you. If that's not possible in that situation, don't spend time with people in that particular situation. So for example, the person who is funny, a partier, so much fun to go out with, but they're not motivated. If someone's a student, they're not a good student. If they're a worker, they're unemployed, or they're living off the farm, or whatever the situation is, or they're a low wage job where that they could go for something higher, but they just don't even try. If that's the case, hang out with that person in the situations where they could add value to you and you could add value to them. Does that make sense? So for example, if you're a hardworking, motivated person and you're busting your butt and you're going after your goals and all this stuff, and maybe you have a tough week, or maybe you had a great week but you just work so hard, wouldn't you want to go hang out with that person that I was talking about, that maybe not motivated person, but they're a fun person to hang out with and go out with or whatever, just to get a change of pace, a change of scenery, just to have a good time. Someone knows how to have a good time, so do that. But make sure when you are pursuing the things you want to pursue, you really are surrounded by people. Have a coach, have a mentor, have someone who's been where you want to go and can help show you the path. You take action based on that, and you'll be unstoppable. I mean, the most successful people in the world spend the most money on coaching and mentoring and seminars and events and learning and audio tapes and books and other stuff, and yet the people that don't have any of those levels of success don't do any of that. Isn't that interesting? So, to summarize what we're talking about here today, you are the average of the 5 people you spend time with overall. I think that's absolutely true. But you're also in the situations, the areas of your life that matter to you most. You're also influenced by the influencers in that particular area. So like I talked about the example of school and the partier. So still, if you're still excited about having some people that aren't as motivated in your life, just make sure they're there when they can add value to you and you can add value to them. But when you're working on your business, where you're going to succeed, the difference you're truly going to make in this world, make sure you're surrounded by people that, a couple people you're mentoring, but mostly people that are way ahead of you, that you're trying to strive to be where they are, not to compete with them, but to have them, show you the way. Because when you find the way and you get there, you're going to turn around and teach it to the people that you're teaching. And that's what it's really all about. It's all about standards. Because if you are in an environment where your house or your school or whatever, it's acceptable to be lazy, it's acceptable not to do your chores, then you'll just do it. If you're in a place where you can't let down your guard, you can't lose your standards, then you won't. It's all about what standards do you set for yourself and what standards does the environment set for you. So you think about the state police or the military, right? You know up front what the standards are, and a lot of people do it because they want to have those high standards. The problem is, a lot of times either before or after someone does that, there's not that same environment where that same level of standard is maintained, and then the people don't maintain it. It's not that they don't do great work, it's not that they don't make a difference, it's not that I'm not grateful for the defending and all that stuff that they do, but I just give that as one example. That same level of standard isn't necessarily there when you're not in that same environment. So same thing, whether it's you're mentored by a coach or mentored by a parent or someone that can raise that standard for you is really what it's all about. And when you have that, you can't have excuses. And when you can't have excuses, you'll do what it takes. And when you do what it takes, you'll end up getting where you want to go. So hopefully that's helpful to you. One exercise I would give you for today is think about who are the 5 people I spend the most time with, and then also break down into individual categories in your life. What is it in terms of who are the people that I actually spend time with in this situation, this situation, this situation? Do I need to change who I spend time with in different situations? And some of the people that maybe aren't as motivated in my life, can I still have them in my life? But make sure they're there and I'm hanging out with them and they're hanging out with me when we're not doing things that are so important to the success of my business or the success of my family. It's more about let's have fun, let's have a good time. So hope that helps you. Go out there, live the movie, write down your spheres of influence, your 5 people you spend the most time with, and I think you'll be pretty surprised how accurate it is. And then also you can make some changes to improve your group around you. So we'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's blog. Thanks again, Eric Sachetta. Talk to you soon.